Hi, hope you had a good week. The shiur, as always, is Li'ilui Nishmas V'Chalei Bas Rebbetzin Tziporah. Should be a true aliyah for our neshama. And again, I'm sharing something that somebody wrote to me on email. She wrote that she doesn't know who Rachalei Bas Rebbetzin Tziporah was, and the truth is neither do I. But she said this woman changed her life by making Naleh a possibility. So I feel that I should mention this because it's truly a schus for her. Okay, what we're going to be talking about today is chinuch on Pesach for children. So it's a broad topic, we can't finish it in one day. And we're going to talk about it in several different frames. Pesach at home, Pesach as a guest, and Pesach in a hotel, since nowadays that's not an unheard of option. So let's, as always, begin with very young children. So as you know, Pesach is the one time during the year where you have no excuse at all to have the kids excluded from the dinner table talk. The Seder is for the children. It says, "V'higadat lebincha v'yamo," you have to tell your children. You have to speak to them. So with young children, and I'm going to include even infants, because as you'll see, they're affected by this. From infants all the way up to the wise, old, mature age of 3 or so, kids are going to notice a difference in the house before Pesach comes. Okay, there's a lot of cleaning going on, a lot of buying, a lot of scrubbing, a lot of action. Little kids will notice this, and they can make several different responses to it. One is, of course, confusion. What's happening? What are all the, But you could bring them into it emotionally, even when they're too young to understand anything about the holiday, by cleaning in a way that's joyous and energized. So, although this is not our topic, I'm going to just mention this briefly. The best way to get ready for Pesach is by planning it backwards. Meaning, you figure what day of the week the Seder is on. You don't want to do anything that day. The day before, maybe when you want to, let's say, cook. I'm giving you this as an example. Maybe you want to cook before then. And maybe several days before. That means that the kitchen has to be done by And that means in order to have it done and kashered, then you have to do this the day before, and that the day before that, etc., etc. You work backwards. So by doing this, you can make a realistic schedule of things to be done every day. Another thing to consider when cleaning for Pesach is, and this is not, I'm not the first one to say it, and this isn't the first time you're hearing it. If it's going to put you in stress, just clean for Pesach. Don't clean because this is how everybody does it. Don't clean because it feels noble to be exhausted. Just do what you have to do, which is not that much. It's very, very nice, and it's in tune with the feeling of renewal that Pesach is meant to bring about, to clean very thoroughly and to buy new things. But separate that from what you have to do. So with that in mind, when you're doing it, could either be with energy. Yes, look how nice this looks. Now it's all clean. Come, look at this. Let's put all of the shoes back in a row because we cleaned the bottom of the closet. Look, these shoes are too big. These two shoes are too small. Let's put them in the throwaway pile, or let's put them in the giveaway pile. Okay, very little kids who don't get what you're talking about still get the action and can have positive feelings about Pesach, which is part of their chinuch. They can grasp something of the story at this very young age, meaning it used to be bad. There was bad power who made it bad, and Hashem took us out and made it good. So whatever they could understand, they could understand. But even babies could understand feelings, and it's up to you to try to keep your Pesach positive. So that also means that you have to try to keep up your little kid's schedule pretty intact, certainly until the very last couple of days. So what that means is there has to be food in the house. You can't eat pizza every night. There have to be clean clothes. There has to be bedtime. You have to see that their world isn't turned upside down more than it has to be. Let's move on to 3 to 6, which is really when chinuch begins. Okay, so children at this age could definitely understand the Pesach story in its basic sense. And today, where there are so many illustrated Megillas for kids, beautiful ones, incredibly gorgeous ones, so buy one. There was one, I'm trying to remember which one it is. It wasn't even expensive, it was 25 shekel. Such luxuriant pictures, so graphic. I think it was from the Malchut Publishing House. And they incorporated so much midrash in it. It was very, very nice.